everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the RMTV, a women's podcast. I mean, I've written episode 76 on here.
I think it's right.
Is that... We'll know after if we are wrong. Lauren couldn't be bothered to do the intro today, so she's giving it to me.
That's not true at all. Amy wrote the agenda, so I thought, you know what? Take lead.
Did you feel sorry for me?
Yeah.
Because I have to sit and listen to you every week ask me the questions.
Yeah.
Well, here we go then. I mean, I did have in mind a kick-off question, but I've forgotten to put it on, and I don't know what it is anymore. If you could own a storm... Obviously,
own a storm
topical at the moment. If you could name a storm, what would you name it? I'm clutching at straws here. I'm gonna be honest.
It needs to begin with D now, though.
Well, it's Dennis. So
Dennis
what E? It'll be an E then. So
E.
If the next storm's gonna be something E.
Edwin.
Oh, that's nice. I think I'd go Edna.
Oh yeah.
Storm Edna. That just sends shivers down
my spine.
Storm Edna. Anyway, moving on, shall we? Cause
that was amazing.
It's great, wasn't it? Once again, I'd love to sit here and talk through a game, but unfortunately,
what even is football anymore?
I don't even know. Like, do they play it with their feet anymore? Or is
what
it just
is
hands?
it? Like,
anyway?
Who plays football?
Do you think we'd be having as much problems if football was played with hands, not feet? Would you still be able to play the game?
Well,
even on the pitch
the rugby matches were still on at the weekend, so
yeah.
Just saying.
All about the feet, hey. Either way, yeah, it'd be nice to sit and talk about a game, but unfortunately, Storm Ciara
killing all the vibes.
Ruined the weekend, the day, the occasion. I bet the people working for Goodison were absolutely fuming. But like, this is one of them that you actually couldn't help.
Yeah.
Because it was 1, Baltic, 2, hailstoning, 3, raining, and 4, horrifically windy. Now back to James with the news.
I agree with all those things.
Yes, thank you.
It was up in the air for ages, wasn't it? I think it was a good 2 or 3 hours that we were back and forth on WhatsApp.
Oh my god, it was it's a good sign. Oh wait, no, the wind's picked up a little bit.
Amy was like, it's not raining by man. And I was like, it's heavy rain by me. Oh, there's a little bit of hailstone. Oh, it's just windy by man. We were just giving each other weather
It's definitely
updates.
still going to be on. Was it heck?
Yeah, Amy was so optimistic. I got about half an hour into the chat. I was like, yeah, no, it's not going to be on. There's no chance.
It hit a point at maybe 11:15 where it was like whoosh, and it all just came right. It looked like hell had opened.
It was just there. Yeah, I think because it was at Goodison, we had a little bit more hope.
100%, yeah.
Because you're thinking, Premier League grounds, obviously it's a lot better looked after, but it wasn't like the pitch or anything to do with the ground. It was just player safety, fan safety, and all that type of stuff. Obviously, people are travelling in to see the game from wherever.
I think it was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do.
Because at the end of the day, you've got to, although a lot of people would be let down by the fact it's not go ahead, you've got to think of the safety. You've got to think fans are travelling across, and if anything would happen to them because of the weather,
yeah,
it wouldn't be great, would it?
You want the game to be enjoyable as well. So if you're sitting there and it's freezing, you've got wind, rain in your face, hailstones at one point, the players wouldn't have enjoyed the occasion, the fans might not have enjoyed the occasion. You probably wouldn't have got as a big a turnout as you would have expected.
100%, yeah.
So if you're going to do it, you have to do it right, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just one of those things, we can't really before, when Birmingham got cancelled, we could sit here and be like, that was solemnly a pitch issue, but this is just Mother Nature, really, isn't it? Let's blame Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, yeah.
But the other thing I thought about is, we've not been told when Man United's being rescheduled.
No.
We've not been told when Birmingham is being rescheduled, and now we need to wait on another time when Everton's going to be rescheduled. Whether that's going to be at Goodison Park, whether it'll be at Walton Hill Park, you never know. Obviously, when we find out, we'll make sure everyone's aware, because I know there's tickets and stuff that need to be readjusted or whatever.
Well, one of Bristol's games was rearranged for April.
That's absolutely horrendous.
That must be their next available date, which is April. And for us right now, you're thinking, well, have we not got any available dates? Obviously, there's the whole thing with Prenton Park, which is the issue, I think.
They're holding off until after Chelsea, until whether we know if we're in the FA Cup or not. I think, which is a smart thing to do, but we played Man United, nearly a month ago? Well, should have played Man United nearly a month ago.
Yeah.
And we still haven't heard anything about it. How are you supposed to prepare the team? But as I said, I think they're waiting until after this weekend. We might hear a little bit more on what's the situation is. But that's a lot of games that need to be played.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, like, oh, is it going to be a case of your season having to be extended a little bit? But then you're taking into, like...
But not everyone's in the same boat. Some people have played so many more games than others. Exactly.
So then that won't be possible either, because we've got to play Birmingham, but obviously in relegation battle with us.
Yeah.
Like, I think Birmingham have got to play Bristol again as well.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the rearranged games. I don't know whether that's the one in April. I can't remember who it was for.
That was for Spurs.
Oh, okay. So they've still got to rearrange that game. So there's 3 out of your bottom 4 teams who have got games against each other that need to be arranged. You can't be waiting until the very last moment.
And they're important games
exactly,
as well.
And it'd be down to that one final day. Yeah. You know, you've got to... There was like a gap in fixtures at the end of this month, and because I don't think we play in March until like the 20th or something like that. It's quite a long way. But that's because it's She Believes.
Yeah. So then, maybe we're going to have to play during that.
But then you've got to think about the teams you've got to play. Are they going to have people away on international duty? Because they're going to go, well, hold on a minute. Like, Mary Earps is going to go She Believes, isn't she? More than likely.
Lucy Staniforth for Birmingham, we've got to play.
Exactly. So Man United are going to go, oh yeah, we'll play yours, but we haven't got our first choice goalkeeper. Birmingham aren't going to go, oh yeah, we'll play yours, but we haven't got our captain and our best midfielder. Like, they're not going to do that. No. So there's 2 weeks again where you're probably not going to have another match, where it probably would have been like an ideal time if you don't have any international players going.
It's one of them. Like, I think everything will be resolved in the end. It's just a bit... It's not nice for the fans to not really know, and the team to that extent. The team won't have a clue either. So it's one of them. But obviously we didn't have a game, so we can't talk about the game.
Not. Yeah, you can't talk about anything.
We'll move on to news. There's quite a bit this week. There's news. There's a few things that have come out within the world of women's football that we might have a bit of a
Throw
chat
them
about.
at me.
Oh well. So first of all, I think this might have come out yesterday or this morning. You can now vote for your BBC Women's Player of the Year, and the nominees for this include Lucy Bronze, Juliet, Sam Kerr, Vivian Miedema, or Megan Rapinoe. No Alex Morgan. Deservedly.
Not shocked.
I think probably not.
Not shocked.
I am happy.
Not surprised, not shocked.
Out of all of them, I'm happy Juliet is in there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like off the back of her season last year, she just didn't get enough credit as she should have deserved.
She also got like US Women's like Player of the Year as well. Yeah.
The thing, there's a on the BBC website. We'll put a link in the description. There's like a section on each of them, and they've all got their own little VT sort of thing to
that's cool.
Sort of say what's your favourite moment, what have you enjoyed. And Juliet said one of the questions was, what's your proudest moment? And she goes, my wedding day. And I was like, oh my god.
She's married to an American football player, isn't she?
I think he plays for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, all of them had a nice little story. Like Megan Rapinoe's was obviously a lot about obviously winning the Ballon d'Or, things like that. A lot of it was about changing the sport, whereas the other ones were more on a personal level, like Sam Kerr moving to Chelsea.
Yeah.
What was the reason for it? Things like that.
Yeah.
But I'd encourage anyone to go and vote for it. It's free to vote, isn't it? So why would you not? And
100%.
Get involved, have your say.
Yeah.
My question would be to you. Who would you pick out of all of them?
See, that's a good bunch of players there.
Oh, imagine them in a five-a-side.
Oh my god, yeah. No, but
no
to
goalie,
be fair,
like,
though.
We'll play, what is it, rush goalie?
Yeah, but so you'd have Bronze and like Ertz can play centre back as well. So you put them two at the back, or like Lucy Bronze at the back on her own, and then you can have like a midfield two of Rapinoe and Ertz.
And then Sam Kerr and Vivian Miedema up
solid
front.
Team, that goals galore there, isn't there?
You don't need a goalie when you've got Lucy Bronze at the back.
Exactly.
She's saving everything.
So
put you on the spot.
I think mine would be between Lucy Bronze and Juliet.
Yeah.
Megan Rapinoe's won enough. You've got your Ballon d'Or, you've got your Player of the Year. As much as I like her as a player and like what she's doing, I just don't think
In your eyes, she's not the one.
For me personally, I wouldn't pick her.
Sound.
Probably, but then I can also argue the same for Lucy Bronze as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Julie Ertz deserves it.
Yeah.
She took Chicago Red Stars to the final. Obviously, captained them. Like, she plays at centre back for them mostly as well.
Won the World
Cup. Like, you know, had like a proper solid season for like USA. She's about to reach 100 caps for them as well, which is like amazing.
Yeah.
So like, I think for me, I'd probably pick her. Miedemar had a brilliant season though as well, and she was like obviously wrongly done at like this summer's awards and stuff like that. So you know.
Yeah, I think every single one. To be honest, if any one of them got it, I wouldn't be like.
I would.
No,
Yeah, you wouldn't.
like,
You wouldn't be like, yeah. Oh no, she doesn't deserve it. Blah, blah, blah.
I think I would personally go for, and I know people are going to be absolutely shooketh by my decision of not going with Lucy Bronze. I've gone. My two are Juliet's and Sam Kerr.
Okay.
I think I'm more leaning towards Juliet's because of the reasons that we just both said. But I just think Sam Kerr has not really got any accolades this year.
No.
She's been highlighted as a brilliant player, but she's not actually won anything this year, which I think is a little bit harsh on her.
I think that was her main reason for moving to Chelsea, wasn't it? It's because she knows she's going to be in with a chance of winning major competitions. But like, she broke records last season, Sam Kerr. She broke her own goal scoring record in the WSL. She was the first Australian player to score a hat-trick at a World Cup. Like, you know, she's had a brilliant season.
She has, and I just think, yeah, as I said, I'd be happy if any of them got them, but I'd be even more ecstatic if it was one of those
One of them too. Yeah. I think we can agree. Yeah.
Next is quite interesting, actually. The FA are in talks to move the 2021 Community Shield men's fixture from Wembley because it clashes with the Women's European Championships 2021.
Oh, wow.
So they're thinking of moving it. And I think previously when they've had to... The home of the Community Shield has always been at Wembley.
Yeah.
But when Wembley got refurbished, and it was like for 6 years, I think they were building it, something like that, it got moved to Villa Park.
Yeah.
But it's not been anywhere else since the new Wembley.
Yeah.
But that's a massive thing.
That is a massive thing.
If you're booting the home of the Community Shield out of Wembley for a women's... I think it clashes with the Euros final. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what
there's going to be uproar about that, you know. There's going to be absolute uproar about that.
So there's going to be some really unhappy people. But how incredible is that?
Yeah, well, you've got to look at it as, well, if it was the men's Euros that year and it clashed, there'd be no issue about it.
If it clashed with the Women's FA Cup final,
exactly,
for example,
it'd be, oh, well, no, that's the home of, like, that we've got the Euros at home, you know what I mean? We want to play there, so it shouldn't be any different for just because it's the women's national team, do you know what I mean? Like, if the final's at Wembley, regardless of whoever plays in it, final needs to be at Wembley because it's the Euros. You've got to play in the major stadiums. You can't just go, oh, we'll move that to like somewhere else.
But I think it speaks volumes, even the fact that they're
considering it.
It's not even a consideration. It's a genuine yes, this needs to sort of happen thing. Yeah, don't know where the Community Shield's going to be moved to.
No.
To be honest with you, don't really care too much, if I'm being dead honest.
No.
If Liverpool are in it, fair enough. I'll probably take a bit more advantage, but we're not moving too quickly on that subject. But yeah, that's good. The women's the games being considered.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think that's the whole issue. One of the issues that people have is that it's just women's football is never at the forefront of people's minds when it comes to stuff like this. It's like, and you know, obviously the national team is like very well regarded in in sport. So you're not just gonna, for a major tournament like the Euros to be in England, and you're not gonna get the opportunity to play at Wembley for the final. It just wouldn't seem right. It wouldn't work.
They need to take the advantage of the opportunity. 100%.
100%. Yeah.
Another bit of news that went out last week, which is kind of sad, but then also so inspiring in a way. It's hard to talk about, but it's also something that that needs to be spoken about in general, realistically. So an article went out with Gilly Flatty. Flaherty. I don't know how to pronounce her name. West
Flaherty.
Ham's captain. And she was talking about mental health and her struggles. So I believe years and years ago she tried to take her own life.
I think it was 2009.
Was it?
Yeah.
But she got to a stage where she wasn't in the best frame of mind, obviously. But she said that I think mental health is a massive topic in any sport at the moment, not just football in itself. In any sport, in any day-to-day life, in any sort of situation, it's talked about so much more. And that was a really weird noise.
Yeah.
It's talked about so much more, and it's highlighted as an actual issue because obviously so many people can suffer with it without even without their friend knowing or whatever.
Yeah.
But she said, because I think this was with BBC Sport.
It was. I think it was Joe Curry who did it.
Yeah. I've got a responsibility and duty to tell people. It's about getting people to talk and it's okay to be able to talk about it, sort of thing.
That was a big thing. I think this past weekend's WSL fixtures was supposed to be a whole of like. I don't know whether it's the whole month actually. I could be completely wrong on this, but it's like it's okay. I think it's like
it's okay not to be okay, sort of thing.
Yeah, but there's another hashtag as well. It's really good hashtag as well.
Oh, carry on.
But like it's important that you're gonna highlight it on the biggest platforms as well. You've got like national media like BBC who are sitting down with players, both past and present. I'm sure like other media outlets have done it as well. But like they're sitting down and bringing the attention to it. It's not just something that you just see on social media and like people like retweet it or like give their thoughts and opinions. Like it's actually out there.
And this is someone who's won titles, been a part of the sport for years and years and years, and is such a role model and so relevant in sport at the moment. Obviously, being the captain of West Ham women and their sort of rise to the top tier of football as well.
She probably feels like a responsibility because she is captain of a team like West Ham and she is a role model for people.
And a more experienced player in the
Exactly, and if she's not willing to sit down and talk about it, then
100%.
You know, the younger generation of people coming through aren't going to be willing to sit there and talk about it either.
She said though, because obviously she joined West Ham in 2018.
Yeah.
She said that the club is committed to giving and ensuring players and the staff, which is nice to know as well, receive all the support they need, including giving all staff mandatory mental health awareness training, launching an employee assistance program, and training 10 members of staff to be mental health first aiders. Because that's so important.
It's so important because if you think about it, you've got all the members of staff and the equipment to treat someone for a physical injury, but you've not got the people to sit there and talk about you've got like a mental injury. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, they're both as relevant as each other.
Exactly, and like I think it's not just like in sports as well, but I think it's important in like schools and like just in regular workplaces just like ours is that you've always got someone
you've got an option to talk
you've got an option to go and speak to someone, because if you think about it, when you're in school, if you had a problem and you wanted to speak to someone about it, you just go into like your English teacher or your head of year, and maybe they don't know what the right thing to say is, whereas if you've got someone in the school who can actually sit down, a counsellor sort of type thing, who knows like what to say to you, then you're gonna feel a lot better about it and reap the benefits, aren't you, really?
Yeah, it was quite a strong interview, but it really gave like a big message into what it's like being a female footballer now. Obviously it's not about it's not about mental health in football full stop, it's about it as a bigger picture. But if you think of all the changes that have to go on, like Jilly's been at the front of it all really, because she's been here for like around for so long, and she's had to adapt in terms of you get more scrutiny from the media, you get more scrutiny from like in the papers if someone writes a bad article about you, takes a bad photo of you. Whereas like, they all come into play.
Like 10 years ago they didn't have people covering the matches really. They didn't have people focusing on their every move on and off the pitch, whereas now there's more in the limelight, which rightly so, like the sport needs to be, but now that it is,
but equally it can affect them more.
Exactly,
it can affect players' mental health more, so it's definitely a topic that a lot of people are afraid to talk about as well. And then when you see someone like in as big a profile as her, and I don't think it must have been very difficult for her to talk about some of the stuff that she did. Like I only read a little bit of it and I was a bit like, wow, that's quite intense.
Yeah.
So to see someone of her calibre and nature, it might inspire other people to start talking about it as well.
Definitely, 100%.
Anyway, from one topic to the next, officiating in the WSL is been sort of brought to the forefront recently for not just one particular event, but one has stood out more than others recently, and it is, I don't know if you've seen it, the Katie Zellum handball that shouldn't have been a handball because it hit her face.
It literally hit her square in the face.
So it's a free kick outside of the box. Yeah. She's probably near the penalty spot, but a little bit. She's by the
6 yard. Yeah, she's close to the 6 yard line, I think.
And she stood on her own. There's a wall, and there's other players behind wanting to come in and get it. And the ball literally loops straight towards her. She puts her arms out and heads it.
You can literally. It's not like her arms are probably about here.
Yeah, she heads up, hits it. It goes over, and the referee gives it as a handball. And it is clear as day. Absolutely clear as day that it hits her in the head and nothing else.
Yeah.
But the referee gives it, and someone who has brought it to our attention that, well, we already knew the referees aren't at the best standard they possibly could be, is Rachel Brown Finnis.
Yes.
Finnis. She has said, apparently it's been addressed, but this incident highlights maybe the question needs to be raised again. I will keep harping on about referees until it's improved because we've got a professional game and amateur referees. It doesn't work. Why do we bother going into that much detail, putting that much into the players working so hard when we come here and that's what they get, and the level of performance from the referee? The players deserve more.
And it's true, because you're trying to build this league. You've just got a new investment from Barclays. You're trying to improve women's football, get it out there a lot more, both in mainstream media and other forms of media. But if you're gonna watch it and you're gonna be, you're gonna have decisions like that referee made on that day with that penalty, or you've seen it across the league for a while now, just silly decisions, just stupid things that don't need to be done. And it's like, well, I suppose to grow a game, if you've got exactly what she said, you've got professional full-time players, but you've got amateur referees, and obviously it's not the referees are employed by someone above them, do you know what I mean? They're not picking and choosing the games that they will officiate, but like, she's right in what she's saying. If you're not gonna do it right, then what's the point of doing it at all?
100%. And I think she's right in the fact that the players do deserve more. Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know whether the penalty that came from that went in, or there was another penalty in that game for Reading that I think might have gotten saved.
I think they scored that one, and Mary Earp saved the other one.
But then I think that game ended as a draw.
It was, yeah. It was 1-1, I think it was.
That if as soon as something like that happens, it affects the whole balance of the game.
If Reading score that other penalty, the game finishes 2-1 to them. That's 3 points that, not being funny, but they don't deserve, because they've got a penalty off that wasn't a penalty.
It changed the whole logistic of the game.
Exactly.
This is the issue, from something out of the player's capability and out of the player's hands. So
and like, it was Natasha Harden said on Twitter afterwards as well, didn't she? She posted the video and was like, "This is like appalling." Like, so for someone from the Reading team to come out and say, "Listen, this was bad. Like, this shouldn't have happened." Like, shows that like the players are sick of it as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think if you do want this game to grow, you've got to. I don't even know what the solution is going forward. How do you make these referees better?
I feel like that's the problem with a lot of stuff when we talk about women's football, is you highlight the problem, but you don't know what's gonna fix it. Mm-hmm. And it's because you just don't get that much information. You just don't get hardly any information about the league in general. You hardly get any information about your clubs in general. So how are we supposed to sit here and talk about topics like this when we're not given the relevant information, or like
it's impossible.
Exactly. So you're right in what you're saying. There is no solution, because we've got no answer for it whatsoever.
Would you bring VAR into the women's game?
No. If ever did, there needs some changes, because it just ruins. I'm for it on some things, but on other things, it just ruins it.
What about goal line technology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be put in place. That's been in the Premier League for a while now.
And it works.
And it works well.
Yeah.
So why not in the women's game? Do you know what I mean? Because I think is it just down to like the grounds that they play at?
Really? Is that what it is?
It's like funding. That's why VAR is not in.
Exactly, because like Prenton Park wouldn't be able to put VAR, I don't think, because they don't have the facilities to do it. So like, if Prenton Park and Tranmere Rovers don't have it, then like the women aren't gonna have it. Same
you never
for,
know.
like,
You might see it in a few years' time.
You might see it in a few years' time, but
hits the surface.
I don't see it happening anytime soon. To be completely honest,
it's something that does need to change, and hopefully, as the years go by, as Barclays get more involved, more funding, you never know.
That's it. I think it's just patience, isn't it?
It's like that with a lot of things.
Yeah.
But we go again.
We go again.
Finally, the last little thing is about England, the Lionesses.
Ooh.
Not being funny. It's been very quiet coming out of the Lioness camp.
There's not much going on there.
Literally nothing going on.
Even like social media as well. It's very like
terrible. So it is officially 6 months till the Olympics begins.
Wow.
And England have no scheduled qualifiers. They have no team announcement yet. They have nothing prepared for the Euros.
Yeah.
Phil Neville doesn't know his team.
No.
And
She Believes isn't even announced, and that's in like.
So at least we know when the She Believes is happening, but we don't know
who's
team
going.
There's no training camps being announced. What is going on?
Because USA have had theirs. They're done.
They're qualified. They're going. They're on the
know.
plane to Tokyo
They
now.
know.
They're going the long route round.
Australia are still. I think they've still got a game to go.
Canada are done.
Canada are done. So it's USA and Canada are both in. Australia's still going.
I've not seen any of the European teams yet.
That's
it. The thing.
I think Europe is just like.
Europe's like, you know
quite
what?
far behind.
It's just the Olympics. We'll wait for a little bit.
We'll do it like the week before. It's all right.
But there is an international break coming up soon for the women's. But I'm just like, when is it gonna announce it?
Because we're thinking, when are we gonna fit these games in that we need to be reschedule?
Literally.
When are you fitting your Olympic qualifiers in? Because like, it's not gonna be when we
there's
play.
There's non-scheduled. There's no teams putting down. For
and
the
I was
line
thinking,
for it.
maybe they're gonna use She Believes because like Spain are in She Believes this year.
So have we already qualified for the Olympics?
I don't know.
Can someone please
But then
tell us?
they're not
I'm
gonna
so
use.
confused.
They're
I
not
think
gonna.
I think we definitely are.
They're not going to
already.
use She Believes because USA are in that and they've already qualified. So what's the point in playing them?
They've definitely already qualified. I'm pretty sure.
They've got to have because there's literally no.
Because I remember the whole fiasco about yes, we've qualified and Phil is taking us. Blah blah blah. 100%, they've qualified. Either way,
even then, there's no squad, Phil.
Well.
Yeah, because it's Team GB, isn't it? It's not just England for the Olympics.
Yes, you can pick like Scotland. And
the 22nd of July in Tokyo is the first game.
So I think whatever squad goes, She Believes is the squad that's going to the Olympics.
But She Believes is just England. She Believes isn't Team GB.
Very true.
So he's got to pick She Believes team, and then he's got to pick an Olympic team.
Last time out there was, I think it's only an 18 player squad. Last time it was 16 England players and 2 Scotland players.
No Northern Ireland,
no Northern
Welsh.
Ireland, no Welsh.
But he said, he's basically said there's going to be a much larger variety of players from across all of the camps. And I think that's why it's become more of a difficult decision, because he could probably take a solid England team to the Olympics and be like, I'm happy with this.
Oh, we could just take the World Cup squad and be like,
but you've got Kim Little, Caroline Weir to think about. You've got
Erin
Sophie
Cuthbert.
Ingle, Erin Cuthbert, even Raza Roberts, for example.
Yeah.
Like, you've got all of them. Did you know last time Sophie Bradley Auckland was in the Olympic squad last time?
She was.
So, well in Soph.
Yeah.
But it just sounds
2012.
it just sounds a bit of a mess.
It is a bit of a mess. I think he knows who he's taking now.
I don't think he does.
I think he does. If he doesn't, then like
get on with it,
get on with it, Phil, because like you haven't really got that long.
Yeah.
Like the USA's Olympic qualifiers squad is pretty much the squad that's going to go to the Olympics.
So,
that's the reason
injuries.
why. That's the reason why they have the qualifiers, is so you can look at your squad. You can then take players out that was there and think, you didn't do very well for me. I don't want you to play.
Yeah.
Then obviously they've got it's their prime. That's prime time for
Yeah.
their season is when the Olympics is.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have like from April till maybe you have to name it by June maybe.
I don't have a clue.
So he's
There
gonna
is a
have them
date where you
months.
have to, but I don't know what it
I
is.
think it's got to be sometime in June. I think it's like a month before
I
maybe.
don't know, but it just sounds a bit of a mess. If anyone knows any information surrounding
Well, Tom's
what
got his
the
phone
heck's
out,
going
so
on.
They qualified by getting the top 3 European teams in the World Cup, so they already
I knew
qualified
it.
through
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
In terms of when they need a team,
So
I
that must mean
haven't
Netherlands,
yet.
Sweden, and England, all the ones
Are
that are
all
qualified
in.
already.
yes. But then for the likes of like France and Spain,
Dunno.
when are they playing?
New Zealand are in there as well. So the teams that are through already: Great Britain, Netherlands, Sweden, Japan,
Yeah.
Brazil, and New Zealand.
And then
USA
USA and Canada have been added to that
Canada.
now.
Yeah,
Wow.
And Australia.
And Australia will more than
Almost.
likely go.
this is
Yeah.
from June last year.
Oh.
Last year.
Well, there's probably about another 20 teams in there.
We need to really
But yeah.
stuck up on this
But I
knowledge.
think in terms of
Only
like
12 allowed to go.
12, wow. So there's not many then left then, is there?
No.
Wow. Okay. But I think in terms of like England squad, you're not focusing on Olympics just yet. You need to focus on She Believes.
That's
because
mad that it's all happening.
I still
so
haven't heard
close.
nothing about that. The next match for I paid attention to the USA's qualifiers. The next match for them is England in Orlando. And like that, that's soon.
Jesus.
That's soon. So
Yeah.
like Phil,
It's an absolute.
get a move on, lad.
Watch him announce it before this goes
What?
out. I'll be
Yeah,
fuming.
it'll come out now. We'll just get a notification
Yeah.
and be like, oh, for God's sake.
Anyway, that's all we kind of have to talk about. Just a quick reminder. I don't know when, if the build-up's already out. I think it is already out.
Yeah, it's uploading now. So.
Okay, so build-up will already be out. Make sure you watch that. A reminder that we are not playing at Prenter Park tomorrow against Arsenal. We are at Chester's Diva Stadium. So if you can get down, I know it's Thursday. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. Get your thermals on. Get your big ski coats on. Maybe even your skis. Who knows? It might snow. Who knows?
If it's snowing, I'm not going. I'm sorry.
Either way, yeah, change of stadium tomorrow,
Yeah.
7:00 kickoff.
Yeah.
Watch the build-up.
All the
Thank you for-
information is there.
all the information's there. We'll leave the links to all the stuff that we've talked about today in the description below. I always forget to put it in, but I will put it in today. I will put it in today.
If not, just comment
Lauren,
you haven't put it
remind
in.
me. Tom, remind me. Thank
Put the
you.
links in the description.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. It feels weird to be doing
Can I
this.
just ask, did you like hosting today?
I did and I didn't. I quite like answering the questions, not asking
I
the
quite enjoyed
questions.
answering the questions today.
Maybe we do 1 week you, 1 week me.
I feel like sometimes I don't get me full point across because if I ask you a question, you sort of like you take like
I say it
you
all.
pretty much say what I want to say.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, okay, well, next subject. So you know,
So maybe we
it's
can
nice.
switch it up. 1 week you do it, 1 week I do it.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
who knows? Anyway, make sure to like this video, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Woo! And that's pretty much it. We'll be back. Hopefully, if the game goes on tomorrow, we'll be back with some sort of post-match content. Who knows
Yeah.
what it'll be? Just keep an eye on the channel, I guess.
Yeah. That's why you
Anything
need
to
the notification bell.
That is why you need the notification bell. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and we will be back soon with another video. See you later.
Bye.